pressure that breaks most supervisors and how to handle it. All right, you made it. You're in a position now. You're not brand new, walking in blind anymore. You've met your team. You've set a standard. You've shown them how you're going to treat real people or treat them like real people. You've shown the floor you're not here to play around. You built that foundation, and now things start to feel a little smoother. Now you're getting a grip on things. You're starting to understand who works well where, who you can rely on, who needs help, and just when you start thinking you got this figured out, that's when it hits the real pressure. Because here's what nobody tells you. Being a supervisor isn't just managing people, it's managing expectations from above while holding everything together below. And those expectations, they don't care if you're new. They don't care if your team is still adjusting. They don't care if yesterday was a struggle. The front office calls down and says, we need 200 more pieces than you've ever produced. And just like that, everything changes. Now you have a decision to make. You can panic, or you can lead. Because your team isn't going to feel whatever you feel. If you feel panic, they panic. If you're unsure, they become unsure. So the first thing you do, you bring your team together. You don't bark orders. You don't act like it's impossible. You explain it. Here's what's being asked of us tonight. Here's what we need to do to hit. And here's how we're going to do it. Because when people understand the mission, they're more likely to buy into it. Now comes the part where you actually have to prove you know what you're talking or you're doing. You go through your team, and you start building your lines. Your strongest people go on your most important line. That's the one that's going to carry the numbers. The one that has to perform. Then your next best group goes on the second most important line, and you continue that pattern all the way down. You're not guessing. You're not throwing people about random. You're placing them on purpose. Because your job now is to give yourself the best chance to succeed. Not hope for it. Build it. Now the shift starts. And this is where a lot of supervisors make another mistake. They sit back. They stay in one spot. They assume everything's going to run. And that's not your job. Your job is to be present, especially on that hotline. The one carrying the load. You need to be around it, watching, listening, paying attention. Because if something goes wrong, you don't find out later. You handle it right then. Machine issue, address it. Operator struggling, help them. Material problem, fix it. Because time lost is numbers lost. And numbers lost, that's on you. But here's something just as important. While you're there, talk to your people. Not as a buddy, but as a leader. Encourage them. Let them know, they're doing a good job. Push them when needed. Let let them see that you're in it with them. It's not just them. And because your team sees you're present and invested, something changes. They start respecting you more. They start trusting your decisions, and slowly confidence starts building. Not just in them, but in you. Now, let's be real. Everything doesn't always go perfect. You can do everything right. You can, and still not hit the numbers. Machine breakdown, call offs, material issues, things outside your control. And this is where another kind of pressure hits. Now you got to answer for it. Now you're talking to management. Now the question comes up: what happened? Why didn't we hit it? What could have been done differently? And this is where a lot of supervisors fold. They get defensive. They start blaming, or worse, they get run over. That's not what you do. You go in with confidence. You go in with facts. You explain exactly what happened. Clear, direct, no excuses, but no backing down either. You show them you were present. You made adjustments. You did what you could with what you had. Because here's the truth. Good management understands, especially early on. They know you're new. They know you're learning. But don't get comfortable there, because it doesn't last forever. The window closes, and eventually you're expected to deliver consistently. So this stage right here, this is where you grow. This is where you get tougher. This is where you learn to handle pressure without letting things shake you, because it's not going away. It only gets heavier, but if you handle it right, you get stronger with it. And your team sees that. They see how you react. They see how you carry yourself. They see even when things don't go perfect, you don't fall apart. And that builds something powerful. Respect. Real respect. Not because you're liked, but because you can lead under pressure. So remember this. Anyone can be a supervisor when things are smooth. But real supervisors are built when things get tough. When the numbers go up. When the pressure comes down. When everything is on you. That's where you separate yourself. In the next video, we're going to get into something that can destroy everything you've built if you're not careful. The balance between being respected and trying to be liked. Because a lot of supervisors lose their team right there. So make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe. Follow. Turn that little notification bell on. And share this with someone stepping into leadership, or someone that's in leadership, or you yourself may just need a fresh eye on something. Because this right here, this is the part that decides whether you last or you don't. I'll see you in the next one.